Now we are.
Nice.
Welcome to Pod Heaven. Forgot where the camera was for a second. Episode 5.
Here we go. Halfway to 10.
Halfway to 10. Damn, who made that beat?
He must be some sort of genius.
So I set some goals this week.
Did you?
I did.
Nice.
One of them was to get 4 pieces of content out on social media.
Okay.
And one of them was episode 4 of the podcast.
Nice.
Which was last week. So, dang, we had some problems with the audio on that one. But we're back this week.
We're back.
We're in full swing.
It's good.
Everything's firing on all cylinders.
Tweak that what needs to be tweaked.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that was one of my goals this week. And then the other one was I was supposed to work out 5 days.
Oh, yeah.
But I only hit 4.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you get like a little upper, lower split going on?
Yeah, so I got a little bit of back, a little bit of arms, a little bit of legs, and we just did some chest today.
Yeah, there you go.
That was fun.
Doing a little bit of a pre-pod lift.
Yeah, that's good.
Nothing wakes up the mind quite like a bench press or a squat.
No, dude, it's it's coming in here and getting everything situated. It's nice to have that little reset before we turn the mics on.
Exactly. You got really good bench press form, bro.
Thanks.
Yeah, like you've gotten some good advice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, I learned everything from you.
Oh, well, there you go. I thought you said Joel taught you that.
Yeah, well, Joel taught me how to drive with my legs.
Yeah.
Use leg power, man.
Uh-huh.
We were talking about it earlier, how, you push your back against the high part of the bench and you push down into the ground with your legs, and that really pushes your back against the bench, but also the bar holds you down there because you got weight on there.
Yeah.
And then, just coming back here to a little bit more than a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
And then,
It's interesting because most people think that like when you do powerlifting, right? The sport of powerlifting, it's bench press, it's squat, and it's deadlift.
Yeah.
And it's not like they just thought of, oh, here's our deadlift using hips and back and core, and you're using like all of the body, and then you got your squat, which is legs, hips, core, back again, and then let's just throw the bench press in there for giggles.
Yeah.
But it's like
just a chest workout, right?
Yeah, it's just for the chest, right? But we need some upper body thing in there, so let's just throw it in there with the rest of them. No, if you do a bench press correct, like the way that Austin was explaining here, of getting your scapula tight, pinned down, don't let your shoulders move, getting a nice curve in your low back, driving with your legs and picking your hips up just a little bit, not a lot, up off the bench. And just driving your shoulders and your shoulder blades down into the bench.
Yeah.
And then that really just connects the upper body to the lower body, which is then connecting into the ground, which is where you get your source of power, right? You're pressing into the ground and you're using your core to connect your legs to your upper body. Now you're using the whole body, to do this lift that most people can just use as like a chest workout. And I would even argue that if you're not doing that, driving with your legs and pressing your shoulders and locking your shoulders down, you're probably just getting a glorified shoulder and chest tricep workout at that point. Your chest is not quite as engaged as it could have been. So.
Yeah, got to get the core locked down. Got to get all those other things in place.
Yep.
You should kind of probably be sore a little bit everywhere after a chest day if you're doing some heavy bench, right?
I wouldn't say that your legs should be sore from doing a heavy bench.
Maybe if you haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, maybe if you haven't done it in a while, your core might be a little tight, a little worked, but you should definitely feel it mostly in like your shoulders, your chest, and your back even.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So did you set goals this week?
Yes, I did. I was trying to get to the point where, my goal this week was basically just trying to get a solid kind of marketing plan in place for just my business and this podcast in general, right? Just trying to figure that out because I think that I've got a pretty good concept of where I want to go with this fitness thing, but this marketing thing is like another language to me, man.
It's weird.
Yeah, I don't have any, I didn't, until a couple weeks ago, didn't really have any like solid plan in place. So
yeah,
just trying to get that into place, trying to get that to a point where I actually feel good about what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know? So
feel confident about your skills in marketing.
Exactly.
You're taking some classes, right?
Yeah, I downloaded a few classes online. Just some other things of how to use social media, how to use YouTube, Facebook, using kind of live because they all have that live option that you can do. How to use that to get clients. You know,
that's good.
How to grow your brand through just live videos.
Yeah, we just had a FaceTime call the other day and talked about some of that stuff. It sounds like you're learning a lot.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool when here's something that I would notice that like I've gone through two different sources and they basically said the same thing. Not like the exact same, because one's using live videos to market and another one is using like a website and like content that you've created to build your brand, right? So they're completely different, but they basically said the same statistics and like here's a couple of different ways, because like they said that like 1% is ready to buy now. Like there's one person out there saying, go on Google, buying personal trainer and blah blah blah. You know,
yeah, who's like actually serious.
Yeah, who's ready to go, and they see you and they read your bio and they've done their research and boom, I'm ready to buy. You know,
there's not too many.
No, there's like 1% of the people that come through, and the other 99% is just people like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, but those 1%, 1% of 7 million is bigger than 1% of 1 million. I'm pretty good at math.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
And so, there's 1 million people that'll hit your website, but there's 7 million people that'll hit social media. And so what are you pulling 1% from?
Yes. Are you pulling 1% of 10?
The fucking newspaper?
Yeah.
Or social media, or like social media is a huge movement.
Exactly. So 1% could, that is true. That is a good point, that 1% can mean a lot, depending on, what's your poll coming from. But it's also just how to keep that other 99% around until they're ready to buy.
Sure.
Right. Just how to keep them around, keep them interested. So, yeah.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I'm really new to all this social media stuff too, man. But, we've had one podcast that had like a really tragic problem.
Yeah.
Last week, episode 4.
Yep.
With the audio, but
you got it pretty doctored up though. I'm pretty sure you got it now.
Yeah, it'll be listenable.
Yeah.
I know Gary Vee has lots of podcasts where, he just takes the audio from his iPhone videos and throws it up on there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's funny because I'll be listening to his podcast and then go, wait a minute, I feel like I saw this in the vlog.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I did. It's the same audio from the vlog.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And iPhones or phones in general, I should say, have come a long way, and they've gotten, some pretty good audio and cameras and stuff on them too.
Yeah.
Push the cameras.
Yeah, definitely. Lots of people are just recording videos with their iPhone headphones.
Yeah.
Like doing podcasts with that mic. That's a great mic on a set of Apple headphones.
Yeah.
With just like the little clicker button on the right wire.
Yeah. It's a good mic. It's better than nothing. Plus you can go out and get those little lapel mics. Like my last phone, I it got covered in lint or something, so the speaker was not the recording mic on the phone wasn't that great. It was constantly cutting out, and so I just got a little lapel mic. I spent like $15 on this thing because I was like, I don't want to spend a lot on this. Even just getting a little lapel mic like that was
huge.
Yeah. I was like really surprised. I plugged it in and did a test, and I was like, whoa, I should have done this a long time ago.
Yeah, if you're willing to spend a couple bucks, there's a bunch of small things you can do to get to get a leg up on some people. Because let's be honest, like there's tons of musicians on Instagram. And that's a lot of the reason why people don't start. Like I have a buddy who works in film, and I'm trying to tell him, dude, you need to get on social media. And he's saying, well, I'm a videographer. Like I can't benefit from social media like you musicians can. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about a dentist.
Yeah, a dentist.
Who's doing his business on social media now, or trying, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's no different than what it used to be with TV. It used to be that families would sit down after dinner and they would watch TV. And then in between their regular scheduled programming, there would be commercials. And it didn't matter who it was. It could have been a plumber. It could have been a person selling carpet, vacuum cleaners, whatever.
Sure.
They were all there and just kind of like getting their, couple seconds of airtime, and now it's no different. People just move from a big screen to a little screen that's in their pocket.
Yeah.
And now with algorithms and stuff, it's even better, because before it was like you're watching PBS and they just hope that the right person was watching that at that specific time. And now with all the algorithms and all the different things that these ad companies come up with, they actually can now target specific pockets of people. And it's even more beneficial to be on these things. So it doesn't matter who you are. It could be a dentist, it could be a musician, it could be a personal trainer, it could be videography. Is what you're doing?
Videography.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So.
Dude, that's so huge what you just said. There's specific you can spend $15 on a Facebook ad, and a Facebook ad can be anything. It can be it can be a post, just like a text post that you can, get in front of people. You can use Facebook ads to get it in front of people. It could be a video. It could be a commercial for your YouTube channel. And people, when you say stuff like that to people who maybe are used to TV commercials or who are kind of out of the times, they go, what do you mean a commercial for your YouTube channel? Like you are the marketing company on all these social media platforms, and you have to figure out how to get it in front of people. So I can hashtag music producer, and then people on Instagram can search the hashtag music producer, and all the posts that everybody who has posted with that hashtag will be in that category, and they can view it all in one little nice thing. And by the way, Instagram records that search and says, this guy searched for music. I'm going to send him more music stuff. So now on your ads, you start seeing music pop up. Dude, I swear, I'll have a conversation. I'm kind of a conspiracy theorist, but I'll have a conversation with somebody about a song. And then I'll hear that song come on my Spotify shuffle, or I'll see it in an ad, or I'll talk with somebody about this product that I love. And then I'll go see the ad for that product like 2 seconds later when I open up my phone. So not only are Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, this is all in their terms and conditions, by the way.
Yes, it's buried in
there. Because we all read those, right? No. They could say, we take 10% of your bank account. Nobody would know. They'd have no clue, man.
No, dude, you're onto something though with that. Though I've heard of other people saying that, or like, I had a conversation with this other person. The people around me were searching it, but I never searched it. And all of a sudden it starts popping up in my search feeds.
Yeah.
I think it has something to do with like your IP address.
Your IP address.
Yeah. Because like I'll just be on like YouTube or something, and then I'll start getting videos for like computers and car stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've never looked at this stuff, but I know my roommate does.
Yeah.
He's constantly looking up, computer stuff
Yeah.
and car stuff. And now all of a sudden, I'm on the same IP address. They're sending me that stuff too.
Yeah, dude.
It's weird.
The IP address is probably where they pull a lot of data from.
Yeah.
Because, you've got TVs and big screens that multiple people in households are watching, so I'm sure they have methods of, marketing household products to those groups of people. And it's getting crazy.
Yeah.
How I think the mics in our phones
Yeah.
are listening for certain words.
Yeah. I'll bet.
I've heard about people have told me that the government monitor people's phones and they listen for, there's like a list of words that they listen for. They monitor every phone call and, whatever they can. And then they listen for words like bomb and terrorist and,
Well, that's what they say they're listening for.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like, yeah, how I can't remember however many set of years, I don't know if you know about this, but I'm not exactly sure what this is all about because I'm not into politics. I'm sorry if I butcher this, but after a certain amount of time,
you're in good company.
After a certain amount of time of something being like top secret or redacted, I think it's like 20 or 15 years, something like that. They have in all this stuff that's like classified, they have to release X amount of classified files to the public knowledge just so.
That's a law?
Yeah, I think that's part of like the Constitution or something.
You think?
I think.
Okay.
I don't know. But I heard it on another podcast, and this is what they were talking about, that they have to release, the redacted files everyone wants to become public knowledge. And there's some pretty messed up crap on that.
Like what?
Like stuff that we've done in the wars. And, at one point, I guess we were experimenting with some sort of mosquito to potentially infect it with a virus or rats or something, and release the rats into our enemy's territory to artificially create a bioplague. Something like that. It never actually happened, I don't think.
That just did.
Yeah.
In 2020, it's called the coronavirus. We said we weren't going to talk about the coronavirus anymore.
Yeah, well, there it is.
Who knows? Dude, I don't care. I don't care anymore. I used to think a lot about conspiracy theories and what's going on in the government. And what I've realized is that nothing else matters to me as long as I can make music, as long as I can continue to work on my goals.
Yeah.
I don't care who's listening. I don't care who wants to kill me.
Yeah.
I'm here right now and I'm blessed and I'm happy about that. And I'm going to make the most of it. This is a song I made a long time ago called Abu.
This was a long time ago?
Yeah, this is the second or third EDM track I ever made.
Oh, wow.
It's got some samples from Aladdin in it.
You even got the teeth in there. That's good.
The teeth. That's so funny that you say the teeth.
Yeah, 'cause that's what it is, right?
Yeah, it is.
A smile.
It's the scene from Aladdin where he says, "You've heard of the golden rule, haven't you? Whoever has the gold makes the rules."
Yeah.
And then he laughs and he wheezes and he shows his teeth and one of them falls out or something.
Yeah, dude, yeah. Such a good movie, bro.
Yeah, dude. That was a whole lot of fun making that. I don't do too much of the EDM anymore, but it's kind of funny because, I just put out a song on all platforms, my first single that I ever did that with, put it out on all platforms on Spotify, Cognitive Distortions. Kind of took a different direction with that song than I did than what I was doing before. the whole reason I started making EDM was because I just didn't have any musicians to record with.
Yeah.
You know, so I had to take some digital synthesizers and take some digital instruments and pretend those were my musicians. And I just tell them what to play, you know, because I feel like most bands that are really, really good that I really enjoy are bands like Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if Green Day was the same way, but Breaking Benjamin, you know, Ben Burnley is the lead singer and he plays some guitar and stuff too. But he's the band leader. He writes all the parts, you know, and gives them to all the people, his bandmates. Says, you play this, you play this, you play this. And that's how they roll because they're good studio musicians and that's all they want to be.
Yep.
You know, down the road, you know, if you're going to operate that way, you run the risk of those guys deciding that they want to be in front.
Yeah.
You know, and they want their ideas to be implemented and you never run into that problem with the digital synthesizer.
No, you don't. You don't.
So that's how I started making EDM. And I think I nailed it, like the first few tracks. And then I think everything I did after that in EDM was experimental. And I just tried to do a bunch of shit that I wasn't like experienced in. And I should have just stuck with like the couple, you know, the same creative process that I used for the first couple tracks that I made in EDM because, you know, it worked really well with that one, with that Boo, with a song called Fearless. Those are the only two that I can remember right now that were good. But, you know, I got into DJing with All Request Live, which is another company that Dave owns, my boss from Bent Beat. It's the record label that I work for. Yeah. So we got Bent Beat, the record label, and we got All Request Live, which is the DJ company. And that's where, you know, this summer we're not because of the C word, coronavirus.
Yeah.
But usually every summer I'm DJing every weekend. Yeah. At a wedding, at a birthday party.
That's crazy.
You know, so, June, like April, May, June, July, and August, like the first half of August. Bet every weekend I'm gonna be doing at least one gig at a wedding, you know. But anything then after that, it starts to become like birthday parties and you know, dances, like school dances and stuff.
Yo, so you do a lot of the shows and the gigs and stuff like that. What was kind of a crazy thing that had happened, like a crazy story of what happened? Like where's some crazy stuff that's going on?
Yeah, it does get crazy when I'm DJing. This one time I did this wedding, and it was at this place called the Troutdale House. Maybe I shouldn't talk about the venue, but the venue's great. I love those people, man. Like, they're cheap, so they get a lot of couples in there who are just trying to save money, trying to get the wedding over with, you know. Okay. So it gets hectic at that venue sometimes, and I kind of knew that going into this particular gig, but golly, I don't even remember how it started. I don't even know where to start with all this, but I'm having a good time.
Just start at the beginning.
Yeah. I was having a good time at this wedding. You know, I'd been to the venue before. I, you know, shook some people's hands, and they had good food, lots of alcohol. They had lots of wine, you know, and once everybody started to get really, really drunk, I kind of sobered up and realized that this could get out of hand pretty quickly, you know, because there's some people being reckless. There's people kind of stumbling and falling over. Like, you know, I can hear people yelling outside, like just goofing off and laughing. Yeah. But, you know, when emotions are high, you know, something can
logic
go wrong.
Is low.
Yeah, dude. And so they're doing toasts. And the microphone comes to this one guy. He gives his toast and he drops the mic. My mic. Dave's mic.
Yeah.
Right? All Request Live's microphone.
Yes.
They're nice wireless microphones. And so I walked over there quickly but calmly, and I grabbed the mic off the floor and I walked back to my table. And before I know it, the bride's standing there screaming at me, going, "You ruined my wedding. We weren't done giving toasts. We want the microphone back." And I was like, I just sat there for a good like 2 minutes, minute and a half to 2 minutes. And by this time, a couple more people had come over to my table to see what was going on. And this bride is just livid, just screaming at me. And I'm just standing there with the microphone behind my back, just taking it. Because I've dealt with plenty of bridezillas by this point.
Bridezillas?
And good grief, she would not shut up. And I just said, I'm sorry, you know. And if anybody else would like to make a toast, they can do it right here next to me by my table. And she just goes, fuck you.
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, you ruined my wedding. And then the groom comes over and now he's pissed.
Of course.
And then he starts telling me, like, you suck at this. You're a terrible DJ. You're never going to make a career out of this. And I'm just sitting there like.
It's because you're protecting your equipment.
And he goes, how long have you been doing this? And I go, every summer, every weekend for the last 5 years. And he goes, yeah, well, you suck at it. I'm like, that's what you think. I was pissed, dude. But I held it in. I had kept my cool. And that's what I'm most proud of. And that's what proved that I am going to do this for the rest of my life. And I am going to do it successfully.
Yeah.
Because I kept my cool. And they went on our page and they trashed us. And Dave called the venue. And the venue had great things to say about me. And they said Austin was awesome. They said Austin was great. You know, that he did a great job. Everybody was trash drunk. Like people were doing drugs in the basement. Like,
oh gosh,
it was terrible. That couple was a nightmare for us and that venue.
Okay, well, good. Somebody had your back.
Yeah, dude. Dave's always got my back, man. He's always there.
The venue too. Apparently.
The venue too, man.
Yeah.
And you know, by the time I left there, I left early, and I decided I'm not going to take this from you people anymore. You know, I'm doing my best to help you, and you're spitting in my face.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. And I didn't know if that was the best decision at the time, but Dave told me the next morning that I made the right decision.
Yes.
You know, and as I was on my way out, they're yelling at me, hurling insults at me, and telling me I'm a failure. And
wow. He
goes, look, you can't even carry your gear. He goes, I bet you couldn't curl that speaker. And I curled the speaker, which I should not have done. That was where my attitude got to me. That was where I lost control of my ego. But I curled the speaker. He's like, I bet you can't do it twice. So I curled it again. He's like, I bet you can't do it 3 times. I'm like 3, 4, 5.
No, you had a little bit of room there to like, flex a little bit. Yeah, you put up with a lot of crap, bro. I'm not just saying that either,
No, dude, it was a great story to tell, and it really gave me a lot of faith in myself because I have blown up at people, and I have gotten angry in the studio, and I have gotten frustrated with people, and I have let my temper, hinder me in this a little bit, and so I have to. That's why I meditate every morning. That's why I try to eat healthy and work out. Take that aggression and use it in the right places. Let it out on the bench press. Do what you got to do. Yeah. But just don't let it affect your work, and don't.
Yeah. Because think about what would happen if you would have blown up and actually just let those people have it, Then when they go and they trash you and they tell you give you a bad review and all this stuff, right? Say you went off the handle and you gave them what was, what they were asking for, then they would actually have some ammunition against you. But because you reacted the way that you did, you stayed cool, you stayed calm, you didn't blow up, you were able to, keep yourself contained. Contained. Now they have nothing against you. So when they did call, they say, he's the worst DJ ever. He sucks. He's terrible. He should never come back. You should fire him.
Then I won.
Yeah, you won because what is Dave gonna do when he gets the other side of the story from the venue? Yeah, and they say nothing but good things and they say terrible things about them. What if he would have come back and said, yeah, he turned around and he decked the groom in the face, knocked him out cold. He's missing 2 teeth now.
He pulled out a gun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So now they got nothing against you. They got no ammunition.
Yeah, dude. When I left, they had all followed me out to my car, the groom and all the groomsmen, and they were just yelling at me through my window, and they were filming too. they're film. I think they're just trying to get a reaction out of me so
Yeah.
that they'd have something to say about me. And, you know, I started backing up slowly because they were like hitting my windows and stuff. And this guy had rings on and stuff. And he's he looked like he'd been doing coke all night. Like one of the groomsmen, like he was just looking at me with these eyes. Like he was just like trying to scare me, you know? And so I'm backing up and they're like, we just got you on video. You just hit one of our groomsmen with your car. And they told everybody on the Facebook that I hit somebody with their car, and they posted a video. And Dave spent all morning, I'm pretty sure, just taking their post down, just taking it back down, taking it back down.
Gosh, that is so bad, dude. Some people just willing to stoop so low.
But you know what's great is I think it was the bride's mom, actually, or somebody who was related to the bride in a very close way. She tipped me because the bride's mom did not, by the way. But she saw like what I was dealing with and what I was going through from the outside. Yeah. And she was like, this guy's doing great. Yeah. Like, I'm going to tip him. And she gave me $30.
Nice.
And then I think Dave gave me some extra money too. Just like, there you go. Sorry you had to deal with that. Like, there you go, man. There's another one I did out in Otter Rock, dude. It's like out by the coast. And I think I've only been out there once. I had to go back and pick up a mic stand that I left there. But that venue is beautiful, man. It was right up against the ocean. There's like a big field out back, you know, with this big peak that leads up to this place above the beach. And they had a cello player and a guitar player that I had to mic up for the ceremony and stuff. And they had like a private room in that venue with just like couches and like some wine in it. And then they had like, people were like hooking up in there.
Oh, geez.
There's like people smoking weed outside, and it got crazy. But they were nice people. Yeah. You know, and actually, that's funny because that was the next day. Oh. That was the very next day. It was a Friday, Saturday weekend, or a Saturday, Sunday. I can't remember. But redemption, dude. That's what I called that gig. Yeah. It was redemption. Seriously. Because I woke up that day like, fuck.
I don't want to do this.
Like, I don't know about this, man. Yeah. Like, I'd never had a wedding where I almost got jumped by 6 groomsmen. Yep. You know, and I was just like, I don't know if I can do this. But I called Dave, you know, and he was cool about everything. I'm pretty sure I actually forgot the lights when I went to that gig. And the lights are a $95 charge on the invoice.
Oh, okay.
And it's a big ass venue, tons of people. Like, you need the lights. Yeah, it's really important when there's a lot of people. It makes a big difference. It makes people want to dance. Yeah, it makes them feel like they're in a club. And so Dave drove to fucking Otter Rock and gave me the lights. I think that was like a $1,200 invoice. Yeah, that we gave to that people after I think it was like $900, and then they tipped me a lot. They gave me a big tip. Yeah, on that one. I don't know if it was $300, but
that. I want to say something about that because that's good. That's why it's so incredible to practice mindfulness. And I know you mentioned a little bit that you wake up every day and you do meditation. Yeah. And another way to say that is mindfulness practice is just because what would have happened? Because that was you called that show Redemption. Yeah. Because of the day that you had before and how just messed up and screwed up it was. Yeah. Just imagine if you weren't mindful enough to realize how redemptive and how just, you know, amazing that second gig was. What if your head was still stuck in the day before? Yeah. That second gig would have been terrible. You know, you would have forgotten the lights, and who knows, you might have just rage quit. Yeah. You know, but because you were mindful and because you were like there in the moment and you had some sort of mindfulness practice. Yeah. In place, you were able to enjoy that show. Yeah, and it sounds like it was pretty impactful too.
It was, man. That you know, I got to this place where I just felt that feeling of like, this is where I'm meant to be. Yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do. I know it. You know, because there's something that happens when I think there was like 150 people at that wedding. At the Redemption gig. Yeah. And I played Don't Stop Believing by Journey because that's the white people song. Like, I usually always close out with that one. And then I'll play Closing Time after that and turn it down a little bit and start breaking stuff down. But to hear all those people sing that song, and then they go, living in it, and then I turn it down right when they sing Lonely World. So everybody just, Lonely World. And that's all you hear. And I was just like, yes, man. And I cried on the way home.
Nice. Yeah, there you go.
Fat tip in my pocket.
Just imagine if you would have still been stuck in the day before.
Yeah.
That would not have happened, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah,
those are some crazy stories, man. And it just shows you that just the contrast of anything, you know, how there can be terrible days and there's great days.
Yeah. Sometimes it sucks, man, but it's just the reality of things of being disciplined.
Yeah. Doing
things over and over again, having that tortoise mentality, you know, as opposed to the hare mentality. And
right.
And, you know, because I set goals, like, I had probably one bad day this week where, you know, I just didn't really feel like doing everything that was on my list. Didn't really feel like editing the podcast. Didn't really feel like, you know, recording another cover. But once I saw the finished product of the cover, like with the mixed audio behind my video, and the tapestry and the lights and everything, like it was really cool. And it took the first two covers that I did to get to the level that I needed to be to make a video of that quality.
Yeah.
You know, so I can see where I'm growing. And like me and you were just talking about, the social media side of things is kind of not fun.
Yeah.
Some of it's fun. It can be fun. You know, once people start engaging and you start getting some feedback. But we've got 5 episodes and we've probably got 5 fans.
Thank you. Shout out to our 5 fans.
Shout out to our 5 fans. Round of applause.
Yes. Which button
Round
is it?
of applause for the fans.
Yeah. Yo, question for you. What do you do? So you come to this conclusion where that you wake up some days and you don't always feel like you want to do X thing, right? But you gotta do it anyways. What are some things that you do to help you get just over past that little hump, you know, and to get moving, start doing stuff?
I think the number one thing is to not beat yourself up for feeling that way. You know, because the first thought that I have when I start going down that spiral is, you know, I'm not good enough. If I don't wake up every day completely in love with music, then it's not my thing and I shouldn't be doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not true. No. That's just not the reality. It's, you know, there's going to be parts of whatever you do that you don't enjoy. I think that's like, you know, one of the things that we keep saying on this podcast. It's okay if all of it's not enjoyable, you know? You find people that you can partner with to make it more fun. Like, I would have never learned all this about social media if we didn't start doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Just to have Devin here to be in it with me and for me to, you know, vent to him about what's going on, about my problems editing the podcast and getting everything live on time and getting all the audio in order and stuff. Like, he doesn't judge me. And he just says, you know, how can we prevent it in the future? Okay, let's try it next time. Yeah. Then we do another episode. And we do another episode. And we do another episode. Don't stop because things are holding you back, you know?
Yeah.
You got to figure out how to just push past it.
It's good. It's good. I love that. Just have, you know, patience with yourself.
Yeah.
Don't beat yourself up because you feel a certain way. Because everybody knows that you're the only one that has ever felt that way in their entire life. No, that's not true at all.
Yeah.
You know, everybody deals with discouragement. Everybody deals with unmotivating things. Like I heard the other day, I love this, is that motivation will only get you so far, right? You're not going to wake up every single day feeling motivated to do something. You got to have something deeper.
Discipline.
Yes, that's one thing. But you also have to have something deeper that moves you on just such a deep level.
Your why.
Yes, your why. To get you through that those days where you're just like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah,
you
dude.
know, you've got to have that, you know, because you can only watch so many inspirational YouTube videos. You can only listen to so many people, inspirational speakers, before it just gets to the point where you're not motivated, you know,
Yeah.
and you got to be able to tap into that specific, deeper kind of guttural movement.
Yeah.
That sounded interesting. What's a better way of saying that?
That's good, I think.
Yeah.
I think, another big thing is work. We all have to work 8 hours a day, and that will take it out of you.
Yep.
That might be all you want to do for the day. And sometimes it can be really hard to take that extra step to practice playing guitar for 2 hours. Brianna asked, can people in their 20s learn an instrument? And the answer, I'd say, is yes, but it requires exactly that. It's discipline.
Yep.
To do it when you don't want to do it. Try to stretch a little bit further than you think you can.
Yeah.
And if you get in the habit of saying no to that voice that's telling you to lay down or not do the thing, you have to pull back a step,
right,
so that you can be above that voice and you can say no, and you can and push yourself to do the thing. Yeah. And then the next time that happens, it's easier.
Right. Motivation is temporary. Your why is forever.
That's right.
Something like that. That was the saying.
Find something deeper.
Yeah.
That pushes you.
Yeah, because it's forever. You don't have to just be waking up and just waiting for motivation to hit you.
Yeah.
It's only going to be there for a week. And once the mundaneness of it sets in, well, you're done.
We got Louis B on this one.
Nice.
I love this song, dude.
I like the compression on the voice on that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I started hearing all these EDM songs with rap in it, and I was like, Lewis, we got to do something like this. And he was like, hell yeah. And so he was like writing the verse while I was making the beat, and then we just recorded it, put it out.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
He just called earlier in the podcast, but then our camera crapped out, so
yeah, nice.
missed it. Sorry, Lewis. We're gonna have him on the pod though.
Yeah, he'll be back. Yeah, so I was on the YouTubes today.
On the YouTubes,
and there's this video that popped up about kind of the fitness industry and where kind of one of the biggest kind of problems with the fitness industry is that this person, right? There's this dude, and he's got 2 videos, and he's analyzing these 2 videos. And this is kind of an older video. It's been out for 3 months or something. So, but
what are the videos that he's analyzing?
The videos that he was analyzing have been out for a long time. There's one of Matt Fraser, which is he's the world's fittest man, like 9 times or something, CrossFit champion, right? And he's competing on such a high level. He's an animal. And then there's this other dude, I don't know who he is, but he's performing an Olympic lift, so a snatch with 400 pounds. And the dude can't be more than like 180 pounds, maybe 200. So this dude is snatching twice his body weight.
Can you explain what a snatch is real quick?
Okay, so a deadlift, right? The weight's on the ground, you pick it up. But this one off the ground in front of you so it's a back and hip exercise.
Okay.
A snatch is an Olympic lift where you set up similar to a deadlift, and then you do a pull, but then you drive through with the hips, and then you that pops the weight up. Then you drop down underneath it and you catch the weight above your head.
Oh,
So you
wow.
pull, you snap, you do a snatch, boom, you catch it over the top of your head. You're in the bottom of a squat now with the weight over the top of your head.
And then you
stand up with it. And that's a complete thing. And this dude is snatching 400 pounds on like an Olympic level.
180-pound man.
Something, 200 maybe.
Throwing 400 pounds above his head.
Yes, and catching it and then standing up with it. It's an insane feat of strength, right? And there's this dude, and he's like analyzing this guy and like saying, oh, his knees went his ankles went valgus, and his knees came in a little bit, and his feet are like, look when he pops, and he pops up in the air, and then he starts throwing all these like
the guru, genius,
the genius guy that starts throwing out all these different words,
fancy big
words like what did he call it? Sensory input to the nervous system, and it's like, what are you even talking about, dude? And he's like critiquing him and stuff. And he's, talking about all the little issues that are wrong with this dude's snatch. And it's like, okay, first of all, if you halved the weight, all of those problems would probably go away. But seeing that he's competing on such a high level and like expressing these movements at just a ridiculous level, right? 2 times his body weight anyways, and if you just lowered the weight just a little, like even like took 100 pounds off of it, all those problems would go away. The reason that he has these issues isn't because that he has problems moving, it's because he's just expressing them at the max level. And you know how it is. If you're going to do a squat and you're going for a 1 rep max, we're not necessarily focusing so much on keeping your form perfect.
Sure.
You're just trying to get the weight up. But if we're not going for a max weight, if we're going for 85% of our max, or
just like a daily workout,
where we're practicing the movements, that is where you should be focusing on this. Anyways, that was kind of my annoyance thing. And this other dude, and then he said the same thing with Matt Fraser. He just got done doing this thing, and he's like, oh look, he walks like a duck, and he does.
This guy's being really critical on people's form.
He's being really, really critical on these guys' form, and he's just critiquing the crap out of it. And then you go into his website, and he's trying to sell you something.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, first of all, you took this out of context. He's competing. The thing that he's focused on right now is winning. That's the one thing that he's focused on right now. So if you lower the weight a little bit, I'm 100% positive that his form and his, crappy movement pattern we're talking about would just go away because he lowered the weight. But because we're analyzing his max lift, that is enough to do that. So besides that, it's just, you got to understand what the context is, right? When you're looking at any sort of program, when you're looking at somebody's, ad, because there's so many like Insta-famous influencer types out there that come up with some complicated sounding wording like proprioceptive input to the nervous system. It's like, okay, first of all, now you just said that to make yourself sound smart, right? And then they throw around some big words like that, and then they try to sell you some product, telling you that this one thing that they've created, this is the key. This specific input to the nervous system is going to make your proprioception insane. And it's like, that doesn't even make any sense. But most people don't know what you're talking about, so they just think you're smart and they're going to buy your product.
Yeah, dude.
Right? So you have to, just everybody listening, do yourself a favor, research the people who are actually putting the stuff out. Look at their before and after pictures. And if this is the one thing that you got to know, if they're saying this one thing that I'm selling right now is going to be the absolute end all be all product, run the other way, because That's not true. There's no way that can be true. It's just not going to happen. You can't have one product that is going to impact everybody in the entire world.
Yeah, the same way.
So if they say stuff like that, make sure you run the other way. Find somebody who is saying that they're going to stuff like, I'm going to make a personalized program specific to you. Right? If they say, buy my product, my programming that will make you lose weight, don't do it. If they say, I'm going to make you a specific program, that's better. That's much better.
That's awesome.
So you're just kind of looking for things like that. Look for personalized, look for, created workout program.
Dude, I see that in music a lot.
I'll bet.
Just like people using big words once they find out what the word compression or equalizer means.
Yeah, exactly.
They think they're the best.
Yeah, and it's so incredibly frustrating because that's what. Not only does that waste people's money, not only does that trick people into like a waste people money, it tricks them into a false sense of security that, okay, finally I found the perfect thing that's going to work for me. Look at all these reviews. It's worked for them, so it's going to work for me. And they think, oh, this is the one. This is the thing that's going to help me get to my goal. This is what's going to finally get that 50 pounds off, and I can get to that dress that I want to be wearing again.
That dress, man.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
That's all I want, bro. It's just to wear that dress again. And they get all excited, and then they go try the workout, and it's just totally not written. It's poorly written. It's all got 50 burpees and box jumps and sprints and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And that's all you're doing that to exhaustion. And then it doesn't work. And it doesn't work.
Dude, have you ever seen that guy that owns the company Athlean?
Yeah, Athlean X.
You know that guy?
Yeah.
You like him?
Yeah.
You think he's smart?
He's smart. He doesn't BS.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff. He's calling out all those influencers.
Nice. Yeah, that's what I hear him doing.
Yeah. And he's saying that, because, everybody's like, this is the diet that's going to get you to where you want to be. And then you look at his diet, and it's nothing like that. It's two things. It's consistent, and it's high in protein, and that seems to be kind of a good thing to follow. If it's consistent and you focus on protein first, that seems to be what is the research is supporting these days. People see results from that.
Yeah,
is focusing on those two things, and that's what he preaches. And it's great. It's great. He's So that I like that guy. Like I forget what his name is, but
yeah, I can't remember either.
Anyways, so, but what I was saying is that people they get these programs from people that are supposed to guarantee them into a certain position, right, to get to where they want to be, and they get their hopes up. They find out that it doesn't work because it's all burpees and sprints, and then their hopes and dreams get crushed.
Yeah,
once again, and it's years, if not ever again, that they even try.
Yeah.
And it just pushes them further and further. And it's frustrating because those people, they don't care about the client. They just want to make money.
Yeah.
And that's all that they want to do. So they're going to use all the right words. They're going to use all the flashy media.
Yeah.
They're going to use all the stuff just to get you to buy right now. Tug on your heartstrings to make you buy now. And then it doesn't work. And you've lost $300, which is annoying. But the worst part about that is that it's years and years and years before somebody actually gets the courage to try again. Yeah. And that's not good. And unfortunately, that is the majority of the fitness industry right now. All these Insta famous people just using all the buzzwords. So,
and there's also what I've seen happening is guys marketing their workout plan by highlighting the most fun part of it, and then using that as their luring mechanism.
Right.
And then like we eat pizza. Like that's our workout plan. We got skinny off of eating pizza. It's like then you sign up and you find out you have to eat the pizza, but you also have to run for 15 minutes a day. You have to lift for however long a day. You have to do this and this and this and this and this and this. Any pill you take, any band you wrap around your waist, anything you do to lose weight will not work if it's not accompanied by a workout. Yeah. There's things you can buy to help you, like CLA, which supposedly targets fat burning in the stomach, thighs, and butt. No.
That's if you're already, like I said in the last podcast, if you got your sleep dialed in, you got your nutrition dialed in, you've got your workout dialed in, and you want to just push it that much further, I don't even know then. There's very little evidence to support CLA actually does what it does.
Huh.
But
that's interesting.
If it helps, then yes, it's maybe 1% of what you're doing.
Dude, I'm glad I didn't talk to you about the supplements I was selling at GNC.
Yeah.
Because I was just bullshitting people, dude. I didn't know because I didn't know anything about supplements. I was just repeating what they told me to say. But
it's just marketing, man.
Yeah.
It's just marketing. Tell them what the customer wants to hear. And that's what a lot of supplement companies do is they just tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Just to sell the product. And that is the biggest culprit of what I'm talking about today is the supplement industry.
Wouldn't that be nice if there was just one magic pill?
That would be nice, wouldn't it? That would be really nice.
If there was one thing, we do have one fitness question from our fans.
Nice.
If there was one thing that you wish built muscle but doesn't, what would it be?
Drinking Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
I would be so ripped if Mountain Dew.
I know. Oh man, smoking weed.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, dude. Like that would be
or vaping.
Yeah, that would be so cool if you could just like drink this elixir that tasted like ginseng and raspberry. I don't know what ginseng tastes like. It probably doesn't taste that great. Blue raspberry. If it tasted like that, or bubble gum or something, and you could just drink this thing and you'd be shredded and ripped, or just smoke weed or something, bro. Everybody would be jacked.
Yeah,
everybody would be.
There's no magic though.
No, there is no magic, unfortunately. Oh, I mean, there is. It's consistency and good programming, but that's
tortoise.
Yes, the tortoise wins every time,
Tortoise
and all of
mentality.
that. Yeah, it's crazy, man. So
don't listen to these fools.
No, don't listen to these fools, because if you jump on their video and it's some dude with abs and he's just shredded, and he's telling you about this program that he's doing that worked for him, so it's always going to work for you. Man, just do yourself a favor, save your money, go somewhere else.
Run the other way.
And so, all right, guys, well, here's what you got to do, okay? You got to go find us on the social media, give us a follow, and send us your questions. We really want to hear you guys' questions. At Pod Heaven, Austin and Devin on Instagram and Facebook. You can also send us a tweet at Pod Heaven AD. And if you watch us on YouTube, make sure you drop us a like, subscribe for more content. So, and as always, guys, thank you so much for listening to the podcast, and we will see you guys next week.
Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been episode 5. See you next week.